Narika's inception in 1992, we have remained a vital resource and critical support for South Asian women facing violence and abuse amidst a range of socio-cultural, economic, and immigration barriers that are often beyond the scope of mainstream domestic violence agencies. Our confidential helpline offers counseling and support in various South Asian languages to immigrant women facing abuse or violence. Advocacy and community engagement has become especially significant for us in the aftermath of the heinous gang rape in Delhi last December. And finally, we at Narika are very proud and happy to announce the restarting of SEED, our unique economic empowerment program, starting next Saturday, May 18th. This evening, we invite you to sit back, relax, and be a part of Mamma Mia in the company of your families and friends. And we also invite you to learn a bit about our work and values. Tonight, you will hear powerful stories from our survivors that show how it is support from donors like you in the room that enable us to be a critical resource for our communities. I want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you in the room for being here with us today, because it means you care to be a part of the movement to end violence against women, and because it means you believe in the work we do. So thank you again for joining hands with us.
You know, for the past 21 years, Narika has been a resource for the survivors of domestic violence by providing advocacy, support, and referrals. Last year alone, we assisted over 150 domestic violence survivors and fielded more than 1,200 calls on our helpline. Isn't that something? But let me tell you, that is just a drop in the ocean. Did you know that 1.3 million women in the US are physically assaulted by an intimate partner every year? More than 20,000 of this happens right here in the San Francisco Bay Area. All the existing organizations helping women in this situation just don't have the capacity to cope with this. At Narika, we've had a couple of tough years. You know, we've been historically dependent upon federal and state grants. And with the budget cuts that happened in the health and human services arena, we faced a crisis. But we are a determined group of women. We persevered and worked ridiculously hard. And luckily for the women we serve, we got support. We realized that we could not be dependent on government grants alone. We need the support of our community. Narika serves us in a unique way. We have a proprietary program called SEED. It's a 12-week empowerment program. This is the prevention component of our work and helps women stand on their own feet. So far, we've actually graduated 200 women from the SEED program. I often remind people that many of us support many good causes in India, and that support is required. But one thing we also have to keep in mind, you know, no one from India is going to write a check for Narika. That needs to happen from us, our community, right here, living right here in the San Francisco Bay Area.
long ago, Ralph Waldo Emerson, he said, no one needs to be in hell even for a moment longer than they want to be. If they decide to get out of that hell, no force in the universe can stop them. In fact, if they try to get out of that hell, the entire force in the universe will try to support and help them. But the sad part is different. The working of the associations like Narika are different because they are basically find it a very difficult proposition to work on the one hand, the very victims themselves. Because many of the victims, they don't know for a long time they are being abused. They don't know what is happening to their mental condition physically, and they don't believe that something is happening to them. So it is very difficult for them to get to a line where they understand that they are being abused. And the second thing is the dilemma that they pose. On one day, they would need all the support. They would like to get anything that happens. But the second day, the same people who are being abused, they will think, no, I don't want to harm my spouse. I don't want to get into this. Maybe it gets affected to him. So they will go back. So this is the difficulty on the one side. And on the other side, we have the community because we all understand that these problems are there everywhere. But we understand that no, it is there, but not probably in my community. So we would like to underplay these things. So we understand it, but we don't want to go out and support and extend the support. Because organizations like Narika, they would need a lot of support. The one is the resources that they definitely require. But apart from the resources, they need support from the community. Basically, it is not a personal problem of anybody. Everybody can think, okay, this is their problem and they can deal with it. But these are the hidden epidemics of a society. These are the evils of the society which can be fought not just by individuals, but by the entire community. The only thing normally wherever we go, we make a speech, we say something and go. But today I would like to urge each one of you that you are the representatives of the community. You are the people who have to make a difference to somebody else. So today, whoever is present here, please try to be like a representative and try to go into the community and try to get additional support for, it's not an easy thing for such organization to work. Because wherever they try to go, even the courage to start such an organization is not such easy. So if they are doing a great work, I think it becomes evident, it becomes obligatory on each one of us who is considered, we consider ourselves a decent human being. I think it is our responsibility just to go out and support them in all manner that is possible. What we can do, but also to go out and disseminate this information, try to tell them that it is necessary that as a community, we try to go out and support them and try to do something. In fact, today I'm really gladdened that the Narika has honored Professor Tom Kailath and Ms. Lata Krishnan, because for the last 1 year, I've had the opportunity of interacting with both of them. Professor Tom Kailath, with all his philanthropic work, and he's a great soul. I mean, with everything that wherever that goes, the best thing that they do is to try to see what best they can contribute, what best they can spread, so that the others who are underprivileged or those who are in difficulty can get help. Similarly, Ms. Lata Krishnan, I know her, I've attended the functions. We have seen that she has brought smiles on millions of children, millions of people in India, those who never had a hope. So these are the people, when you do this honor, it is not necessary that they are encouraged so that the others who see they are being honored will get inspired and they do those things. But I think in today, particularly with Professor Tom Kailath and Ms. Lata Krishnan, the way that you have awarded, I think when you do such things for selected people like this, it also enhances the prestige of the award that you gave. I think this is something, a serious issue. Please, everybody understand that what we are seeing today is a very serious issue. These can be solved and at least reduced only when all of you can commit yourself and try to help the community. Thank you so much.
That's all for this week's Thea TV Spotlight. To catch more, log on to youtube.com/TheaTVUSA. And if you have an event that needs to be covered, send us an email at spotlight@theaTVinc.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time, right here on Thea TV.